Hello, if you are watching this now, or if you're watching this in the future, or whenever you're watching this. Just so you know, this is a live stream I do about every Friday. I did miss last Friday for the first week in a long time. I just talk about Disney news and Disney-related things, and usually just have a discussion with people in the chat room. And so, like I said, if you're watching this now, feel free to comment on anything that I talk about in the chat room, and I will bring it up and I'll give you a little shout out. And if you're watching this in the future, also comment below because I will comment then and we can have a discussion in the future because this chat room that I'm seeing over here doesn't show up in the comment section, unfortunately. I really wish it did. And so yeah, we'll just go over some news topics. If I cover something that you would like to talk about and I go over it too quick, feel free to say something and we can go back to it. I kind of jump, once we get a few topics into it, you'll see that I jump around quite a lot. And then if there's something I don't cover or you have any questions, whether it's about news or just Disney in general, and for some reason you come to me for your information, you're here watching, I appreciate it. Let me know and we'll talk about it. Let's see, here we go, the chat room, the day of Steve, howdy, howdy, howdy. Hi, Steve. It's been a week since a little less than a week since we last hung out. Welcome to the Joneses. I'm assuming Anthony here. Welcome back. I did miss last Friday. I'm shocked that you noticed. I mean, actually, a couple people have said something to me, but I upgraded my internet today, guys, and I'm sorry. You guys some people say it doesn't lag very much, and other people say it's bad, but I upgraded my internet by 6 times today. I had some old internet that I was never really paying attention to, and I called today and I upgraded to almost 6 times what it was, and it's still showing me that I'm having issues. Anyways, hi Anthony, or welcome to the Joneses. I did miss last week, and I was going to try to find a way to put it in, but I missed it for a good reason. I was at the Not So Scary Halloween party, and I was there with Day of Steve, who is also in the chat room, and Stephanie Lockwood. Hey guys. Hey Stephanie. Quinn will not be with us, at least right now tonight. There's a chance that she will pop in later, but she is extra crazy tonight, so we would have talked about a whole lot of nothing if she was in here tonight. Let's see, and I think that's it. We're going to get started. I have a decent list of stuff. I'm only going over the stuff that happened in the past 7 days. I did miss last week, but I'm just not, there's just too much of stuff that happens in that amount of time, especially with Epcot 35 that happened last weekend. There's just no way that I can catch up. Before we get started, if you guys aren't already, I'm assuming you guys all are, make sure you guys follow everybody in the chat room on all the social medias, especially on YouTube. It's a great thing. So, especially Anthony and the Day of Steve and Stephanie Lockwood, and if you come in the future, look up these people and follow them. All right. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to talk about is, I did it this week. Got on top of it. Got pictures this week. The You Are Here mugs. It came out, I think, Friday of last week that Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom got new You Are Here mugs. And now, a week later, all 4 have came out, including new DCA and Disneyland mugs. We are avid coffee mug collectors. We do not collect these specific mugs, even though I do want the Animal Kingdom one, just because I love Animal Kingdom. So, yeah, I mean, does anybody watching, do you collect these? Let me know. We collect mugs, but we just never got around to these. We don't, frankly, go to Starbucks a lot while we're there. I mean, if we do, it's usually Courtney, and I think probably a little bit more guilty of purchasing mugs than she is. But yeah. Yeah, Stephanie Lockwood said, now I have to get new ones. I think that was kind of their plan, or at least Starbucks' plan. Change them up so now everyone's got to get new ones. Now that I didn't know that they were ever going to change, I didn't think it just seems kind of pointless for them to change. But I kind of wish I would have had the old ones now. But whatever. Going back to what we were talking about, liking everybody who's in the chat room. Day of Steve, so smash that like button. Smash it. Yes. In the words of Sean, smash the like button. Yes, we do. We need more space for them. Welcome, Mouse to Your World. Yeah, so, I mean, they're cool. I like the Animal Kingdom one mainly because I like Animal Kingdom, and for the most part, the merchandise and the mugs and just really everything at Animal Kingdom is kind of bogus. I shouldn't say it's bogus. It's good for what it is, but it's not my style or my aesthetic. There's very little that I see at Animal Kingdom merchandise-wise, shirts and hats and stuff like that. There's a couple hats that I do want, but very little that I see that I really want. But outside of Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom is my favorite park. and I want more stuff, and I do like the mugs, so I might have to get the You're Here mugs for Animal Kingdom because they're really good. I feel like you can find good mugs for the other parks, but not so much Animal Kingdom. 6 people watch right now. Mouse World, we need more space for them. Yes. I want to. Haven't purchased any yet from Welcome to the Joneses. Yeah, we never got around to it, and I don't necessarily feel bad. I felt like I said, if I would have known they were ever going to like change like the design and like these were going to be updated, I might have been more interested in buying the old ones, but I just never got around to it. Dave Steve, once I have my own space again, I'll start collecting mugs again. Yeah, we have. I mean, we don't actually have a ton. I frequently say we have an issue with collecting them, but like. I think because of our limited space that we do have. Our cupboards are really small. Like, we have a decent sized apartment, but our kitchen space is not so decent. On to the next one, and this one's going to be kind of a broad topic. Epcot 35! Up here, we left like the day before, and we're not annual pass holders, and we didn't have park tickets other than Not So Scary, so we wouldn't have went to Epcot 35 even if we were there. We had some friends who went. The Figment Funko Pop came out. There's a lot of I Was Here That Day merchandise. There's also some just Epcot 35th merchandise that I believe still around. The Figment Funko Pop, at least as of yesterday, was still in the parks and available, even though people did a mad dash for it. I have some people who were nice enough to grab me a pin, or the button, and the map, most importantly. If you watched this before, or you follow me anywhere on social media, you know that I am very big into collecting maps. Not from this past week when we were there, but from my trip before that in November. This was my map haul. I have a lot of maps. I take an inordinate amount of maps when I'm at the parks. I don't know, maps are my thing. I could not collect a single other thing, but maps are like my thing. So I am really big into that. So luckily our friends Aaron and Tyson were there, and they were able to pick me up some stuff, which I feel very grateful for. Most of it I think you can still get. I don't know if the Figment Funko Pops are still available today, but I do believe it was either this morning or yesterday morning. They were in the Imagination Pavilion still, from what I've seen from photos and stuff. So check it out. I know that for a short while they're on the Shop Parks app. Also, guys, I'm going to apologize a few times. I always do this. My internet is showing that I'm cutting out a little bit, and I'm sorry if I am. Please bear with me. Even though I did upgrade my internet today, I thought I'd have no issues today, but it is lagging along here. Sorry about that. There's literally nothing I can do. Let's see if there's any apps over here. Open on my computer that I can close up. I don't see anything. Let's see. Turn off my Wi-Fi on my phone. Let's see. Going back to the chat room, Crazy Christine crew. Hi, aren't you in Disney right now, Crazy Christine crew? I could be wrong. But I think you're there right now, or going very soon. That's crazy. Let's see. Anthony wanted a pin or a map. Yeah, I was able to get a map and the button from the day. The map was the big thing for me. That was like my number one, a map or a few maps if I could, but at the very least a map. Like, that's my thing. A couple of you, I think Steve sent me one, and Fly Me to Disney sent me Pandora opening day maps, which are like amazing, like my prized possession, so I'm pretty psyched about that. Schultz fam, thanks for coming in. I was able to trade for a Figment. That's awesome. I think I've seen your little interaction there. But that's awesome that you were able to trade for one. More people should do that stuff. Stephanie Lockwood, nope, you're all good on my end. You're all good on our end. Mouse Here World. Yeah, that's very strange. I'm sorry that I apologize and cut out of the news to talk about it, but like, I use an app. It's called OBS. It's a media encoder to go to YouTube, and that's showing me that I have pretty like unstable internet right now. And then over here on my second screen, I actually have YouTube open, and it's showing that like it's barely working at all. So I'm glad it's working. Going on to our next thing of news is outside of that, was there anything in Epcot 35 that anybody's seen that they liked? I kind of expected there to be like maybe new park announcement stuff. There's kind of rumored that we're going to hear around this time, maybe some new rides and stuff. And then I listened to the latest Disney Dish with Len Testa and Jim Hill, the unofficial guide, and it sounds like they're with the crowds being so light at Epcot, that they might be, the announcements we heard at D23 may, at least for the time being, be it. That might be it. Like, the few rides. And I discussed on the last time we did this, which is 2 weeks ago, that, like, for me, Epcot is, once Hollywood Studios is done, Epcot is, at least for me, and I know I'm in the minority here, but it's my least favorite park. And a Ratatouille ride and a Guardians of the Galaxy ride are not enough to keep me interested in that park. Right now, we don't ever go to Hollywood Studios. We haven't been to Hollywood Studios in past 2 or 3 trips. I can't remember. And it'll be like that for us for Epcot. Like, I don't think we will ever go to Epcot if, like, there's not some substantial upgrading to the park. Hold on 1 second. One second, guys, sorry. So yeah, what are you guys' thoughts? Did you expect any announcements? I guess I shouldn't have expected anything, but like I kind of did. And then is there anything, whether announcement-wise, that you would have liked to see, or non-announcement-wise, just what actually happened that you liked? Or are you excited? Were you able to pick up merchandise that, like, other than like the stuff that was exclusive that day, like the I Was Here stuff? It looks like you could get the Figment stuff, etc. It looks like Schultz fan was able to trade for some stuff. That's good. Oh yeah, I didn't even include it on my list. Thanks, Steve. The day of Steve. Guardians is confirmed as a roller coaster. That's the only thing I can think of. That was confirmed as a roller coaster. I still think there was rumors initially from WDW News today that it was going to be 2 attractions. Like the Guardians, the Energy Pavilion was going to turn into more of a pavilion, and there's going to be multiple rides. But it seems like what it might be is like they're talking about a new ride system. And there's rumors that it's going to be a roller coaster, like a launch roller coaster on the ground, but that it's still going to be a vertical. There's like a 10-tower building, 10-story building that's a part of this. So maybe there's not 2 rides. Maybe it's just one ride that kind of has 2 different modes, essentially. Mouse Eater World. I bet once Toy Story Land opens up, more announcements will come for Epcot. I'm hoping, because like for me right now, we don't. Like I said, I know I gave Day of Steve a really hard time last week when we were hanging out about Hollywood Studios, but the reality is, like, I just don't like Hollywood Studios. Like, there are things about Hollywood Studios I like, but I am unashamed, I know, but I also don't have the nostalgia. Same with Epcot, I don't have the nostalgia. I am a newer Disney Parks fan. I did not grow up going to the parks. I never went to the parks as a kid. I've only been as an adult, so I never experienced MGM Studios, and I never experienced Epcot Center. So, like, I don't have that attraction to it, and I only know it as it is now, and it's bad. Like, you look at Hollywood Studios, and a lot of people say, well, it's never been a big attraction place. Because, like, once everything's done, it's only going to have, like, 9 attractions total. That's a low amount of attractions, like, for a park. A very, very low amount of attractions. And that's, like, when it's done, when everything's up and going. So, they say it's a show park. But, like, the 2 best shows on property are Lion King and Nemo, and they're both in Animal Kingdom. So, like, sure, we can say Hollywood Studios is a shows park, but you got to give me good shows. Why do we have the Hyperion Theater, and the DCA gets a Hyperion Theater with Frozen, and before that Aladdin? Why can't, now that Aladdin's done at DCA, why can't we have Aladdin at DCA? I don't know. That's just my opinion. There's going to be a Total Future World redo soon. Star Wars Studios. Yeah, Star Wars Studios. Yeah, I agree. I think there's Future Worlds in for it. I don't think World Showcase is going to get touched much. Maybe you might see another ride. There's a lot of rumors about a ride coming to the UK Pavilion. We'll see how that works out. Let's see. This is something that when me and Steve seen it, when we were there last week, I didn't even realize that this wasn't something that has been out there already. I felt like we could have been like breaking news before everybody else. But the Stitch's Great Escape is no longer. They changed the sign. An alien encounter, character greeting, Stitches. We got to go through it. This is my second time at Not So Scary, so we got to go through it a second time, and we were able to go through the attraction, but like, it's not a thing anymore. Like, you it's where the meet and greet is now. And now that they've changed the sign, it means it's pretty permanent. Like, I don't think we're ever even on a seasonal or crowd basis going to see Great Escape open up again as is. So, what do you guys think about it? I never rode Great Escape. It was my one ride that I kept on putting off, and it closed before I ever got around to it. And I wanted to go this summer, but we just never got around to getting to the parks before it closed, so I never tried it. But I've only heard bad things about it. Brian Marshall was talking about designs when I had lunch with him. Dave, Steve, I'm assuming you're talking about Future World designs? Yes, you are. I'm sorry, I just seen that below it. So yeah, I imagine it's going to, but on the most recent unofficial guide to Walt Disney World podcast, they talked about how basically the crowds have been so low, they can only get people in there during festivals, and basically there's rumors that they may be questioning the investment into Future World. He said it went from like a complete solid green light to like a blinking green light. So it sounds like it's still going to be a big deal, but it's not as guaranteed anymore. Kaylee Jones-Clark, thanks for coming in tonight and joining us. I wish Hollywood Studios would bring back celebrities. They used to have one special celebrity each week to come and do their handprints in front of the theater. Yeah, I never got to experience that. I don't know anything about that. I didn't even know that was a thing. I mean, I knew the handprints were in the front of the theater, but like I didn't know that was like a weekly thing or even a common thing. I'm excited for Star Wars Land. I don't know that I'm not willing to wait in lines. If you watch me or follow me anywhere on social media, you know that I hate lines, and so I'm not willing to wait in line. So God only knows when I'll actually get to experience anything other than walking around the Star Wars Land. I'm really excited about Toy Story Land, but it's kind of the same thing. Like once it's all done, there's only 9 rides total, and a bunch of, in my opinion, bogus shows. The Beauty and the Beast show's not good. That Frozen comedy show, while I love me some dad jokes, that's not enough to get me in there. If that was the worst show there, they'd be in a good spot. But it's arguably their best show. The Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, not a good show. I don't care what you say. It's bad. So, like, I just, like, it's okay being a show's park. Be a show's park. But give me the best shows. Or at least good shows. You aren't missing anything. Kaylee Jones-Clark, they should have left Alien Encounter. That's what I hear. Again, never got to experience it before my time. We went through Not So Scary last week and saw the sign change. Need to get rid of the whole attraction. It's awful. There's been rumors for a long time that it's going to be a Wreck-It Ralph, like Sugar Rush attraction, like a virtual reality Sugar. I don't know. I still, from what I understand from podcasts and blogs and forums and stuff, that is still the plan. But when they announced Wreck-It Ralph 2, all the people who would be needed to animate those scenes and those games and or whatever that ends up becoming, the screens, however that ends up turning into something, were needed to do the movie. So I guess as soon as the movie's done, we will probably hear something about Stitches turning into Wreck-It Ralph. That would be my guess, though. I can't imagine they're going to keep that show building abandoned and just use it for like Halloween and Christmas parties and then a Stitch meet and greet. It's a waste of space. They're going to turn it into something. It's going to be an IP. While Wreck-It Ralph doesn't make a ton of sense in Future World and Tomorrowland, but does anything in Tomorrowland make a ton of sense right now? Moving on to the next thing. There is rumor, or confirmed, I think it's confirmed, Disney Channel, there's going to be a new Hocus Pocus. Not with these ladies, though. They're recasting it. That sounds terrible. I'm not sure how I feel. I'm 100% sure how I feel about it. I don't like the idea of it, but I'm willing to give it a chance. I liked the original Hocus Pocus. I liked it as a kid. I like it as an adult. Disney seems to be on fire right now, so like, give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's see if they can do it. What do you guys feel about this? Did you hear about this? Do you like this idea? Will you watch it? I'm sure we will all watch it. But as a Disney Channel, straight to air, straight to broadcast sort of thing, probably straight to DVD, that makes me scared. But I'm going to move on to the next thing. Let me know what you guys feel about it below so we can just keep going. Before we were in the parks the other day, hold on guys, sorry. There we go. There was rumor on WDW News today that Jingle Cruise was leaving Disneyland. They weren't going to do Jingle Cruise this year. And then it came out like while we were there that it might be gone for Disney World too. And while Steve and I and Courtney and Quinn were getting on Jungle Cruise the other day, we had said something, and one of the cast members said, "No, it's staying here." And now it's confirmed that for sure Disney World will get Jingle Cruise this year, but they haven't confirmed whether Disneyland's getting in or not. So sounds like somebody might be losing Jingle Cruise. I would be really bummed if we lost Jingle Cruise. We won't be going this year, but like, I really love Jingle Cruise. I love Jungle Cruise. I love Jingle Cruise. Big Jungle Cruise fan, but Jingle Cruise is like really great. Let's see. Going back to the comment section. Dave Steve, I don't think it's coincidence of the wow. Let me start again. I just completely butchered your comment there. I don't think it's a coincidence that two of the weakest areas of the parks are Tomorrowland and Future World. I don't. Yeah. Count me in for one of those comments as well. It has to do with the fact that technology moves too fast. They can never keep up with tomorrow, so they need to get rid of that. They need to go with something like Paris does with like Discoveryland, where it's about wonder and wow and what could be and sci-fi and like steampunk, like all that is interesting. And you can do all the stuff that we currently do in Tomorrowland. It still fits it, but like you don't need to like say that this is the future, because clearly none of that's the future. It's like a nostalgic what we thought the future was going to be in like the 60s. So I agree. Schultz fam, thumbs down was for Hocus Pocus. I took that and understood. I'll watch it. I'll give them a chance. I am someone, I like to give everything the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to say anything's going to be bad or unwatchable or I won't enjoy it until it happens, because you don't want to seem like a fool when it comes out and it's really great. Who knows? It could be 8 times better. It could be the Hocus Pocus we all wish we had in the first place. Who knows? But as of right now, I'm like, that doesn't seem like a good thing. Something Lockwood, no, I'm tired of all the remakes all the time. Remakes don't bother me as much. I mean, I would love more original stuff, but the reality is ain't nothing about that changing. So June Cruise. And another one. This one doesn't affect me at all. Minivans are at all the deluxe resorts now. I don't think that I will ever take a minivan because I drive all the time. We're not big drinkers, so I'm never going to need like a designated driver home. And I don't stay at deluxe resorts, and the odds of me ever being able to stay at a deluxe resort are very slim. But if you are someone who is currently watching Day of Steve and you stay at deluxe resorts, you can now get a minivan. Let's see. This was somewhat of a big deal. Whoop. I don't know. Over here. There we go. This guy. There was supposed to be Hocus Pocus specific merch for the not so scary parties. And opening night came and went, and Disney Parks was like, nope, that's not happening. And like it kind of disappeared, and like I thought it was done for the year, like it for sure wasn't happening, but now this stuff has started to show up in the parks. It's a different design than before, than what they had released before, but this is the new one. This is one of the shirts. There's a couple more. There's like an ornament and a men's shirt, and there's one more thing. I can't remember what it was, but they're in the parks now. If you go to Not So Scary, you can get it. Day of Steve, just giving you a hard time. Going on to the next thing. Do you guys like this new Hocus Pocus stuff? I actually like this design better than the other one. But it wasn't there. I don't think it was there. It might have been there when we were there, but I didn't see it, and I probably wouldn't have bought it. I like it, but I don't like it enough to purchase it. Let's see. Let's see. This one is going to make some Disney Parks fans nervous. A couple weeks ago, Mr. Bob Iger, CEO of the Walt Disney Company, made a trip to Walt Disney World Paris, which Disney Company has recently bought full shareholding, the rights to, whatever you want to call it. They are now the full owners of Disneyland Paris for the first time ever, and there's going to be some changes coming. In theory, they're going to reinvest into the park. And the biggest rumor is, and basically confirmed from what I understand, according to WW News Today, they didn't say confirmed. It's still listed as rumored, but the way he's wording things leads me to believe that it's all but confirmed. Tower of Terror at Disneyland Paris is going to be changed to Mission Breakout, leaving Tokyo and Disney World as the only places with a Tower of Terror. And Tokyo's isn't even called Tower of Terror. It's called like the Hollywood. No, the artist is called the Hollywood Hotel. It's like, I don't know. Tokyo's is called something different, but it's essentially Tower of Terror. So yeah, like it's happening. The change is happening. Every place but Disney World is going to get Marvel stuff, which will lead into my next topic. But like, Marvel's coming. I don't. If you watch this, if you know anything about me, I'm not a fan of Tower of Terror. Whenever I get to Disneyland or if I get to Paris once this is open, I will ride Mission Breakout just because I'm interested. But I imagine I would like Mission Breakout more than Tower of Terror. I just don't like Tower of Terror. It wasn't my thing. I don't like the dropping. It's a little too spooky for me. It's all too intense for me. But Mission Breakout looks awesome. So it's coming, I think. I don't think it's going to come to Disney World because of the contract issues with Universal, but it's happening. Let's see. Did anyone get the Oogie Boogie popcorn container from Welcome to the Joneses? As a matter of fact, Anthony, I did. I got them. There's no popcorn in there. It's just a lanyard. But I got them. We only waited like 2 minutes, too. Like, we walked right up. Steve was there, too, and we just like, literally walked up. Mouse Ear World. Sorry, been on the Disneyland Guardians Tower, and now I can say it's amazing. Mission Breakout is seriously awesome. I mean, it looks awesome. I will never ride Tower of Terror again, but I will definitely ride Mission Breakout at least once, and I imagine I'll actually really like it. How do you think Bob Iger leaving will affect changes or timeline? I don't think it'll affect anything. Bob Iger doesn't give a rat's you-know-what about the parks. If Bob Iger had his way, Disney wouldn't run parks anymore. And that's what I feel. Like, I don't think Bob Iger cares. I think he, other than ESPN, thinks that it's a big money suck. And Bob Iger is only about rising the shareholder or the bottom line of the company, which isn't a bad thing. That's what you're supposed to do as a CEO. He does his job. If you, like, as far as, like, being a CEO, and if you are an investor in Disney, Bob Iger has been an amazing CEO for you. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, good on you, Bob Iger. Like, he has done his thing. So, I am pro Bob Iger in that sense, but I don't think it'll change anything. I think they're going to do a lot for the 50th, or try to do a lot for the 50th. I think a lot of the Epcot stuff is going to come after the 50th. I think Paris is kind of on its own timeline. They're not really by any big anniversaries. The 25th just happened. Hong Kong's getting a new castle, but that's already kind of in process. And there's no other parks, I don't think, really planned for right now. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to affect it much at all. I'm hoping Chapek or somebody from the parks is the one who replaces Iger, because that would be awesome, because we, in theory, get somebody more, I guess, interested in the parks, willing to spend a little bit more in the parks. If you look at how it's been lately, I think a good way to think of it is, like, you need to open a ride or an attraction or a thing every year, and Disney does it, like, every 3 years. New Fantasyland was in 2014. We had Pandora this year in 2017. I'm sure there was stuff in between that was smaller, but, like, we're not getting Toy Story Land until next year. Star Wars Land's like 2 years away from now. It's like, that does put us in, like, once a year, but after that, there's not a whole lot of new. We need parades. We need, like, there's stuff that we need. There needs to be money put into the park, but attendance has been down. So Bob Iger looks at it, the shareholders look at it and say it's not worth investing the money. So I'm not sure that it's going to happen. Let's see. Mouse Ear World won't ride Tower of Terror. Don't like the theme. Mission Breakout is amazing. It's weird. I had a bad I don't know. Courtney said, she's like, you laughed and smiled the whole time. I don't know how you hated it so much, but, like, we rode Tower of Terror. I like spooky. I like scary. I'm into spooky and scary. I don't like heights. I got so anxious that I was not, I don't know. I honestly am not sure that I will ever get in Tower of Terror ever again. Mission Breakout looks fun. And I'll ride just about anything. I think the only thing in all the parks that I've ever seen that it really makes me question whether I ride it is Mickey's Fun Wheel and California Screamin'. I would probably do California Screamin', but I doubt I'll ever get on Mickey's Fun Wheel. It's too high. I hate Ferris wheels. Just not going to happen. Let's see. Welcome to the Joneses. I wanted one. I wish I had better news for you, Anthony. I wish I had more than one. I was really broke when we went to the parks, but I got this. He's my only one. Wish I could. I wish I was coming out tonight saying everybody gets popcorn buckets. Look on eBay though. They're not going for that much more. I've seen a couple for like 25. So it's like $10 more ish, or whatever. So. Let's see. I agree with Mouse to Your World, Chilton, but still love Tower of Terror. I think studios should keep theirs. I think studios will keep Tower of Terror until they figure out the contract negotiations with Universal. It's going to happen. They're going to, at some point in time, Disney, Bob Iger, whoever it is, whoever's in charge, is going to say Universal, here's very literally a blank check. Write any number you want on it. Let us use our Marvel stuff. That's going to happen. It's a matter of time. I don't think it's going to be like this year. But within the next 10... Because that contract is in perpetuity. It's forever. And Disney's not going to let that happen forever. So they're going to do something. That's just a matter of life. Like it's going to happen. And once they have the rights to it, Tower of Terror will be gone at Hollywood Studios. And it will become Mission Breakout. Mission Breakout's the highest rated ride at, I believe, all Disney American parks. At least at Disneyland. Disneyland Resort. I know it's at DCA. Like... It's going to come here. A ride that highly rated, that loved, it's going to happen. They just have to figure out the contract stuff. Let me turn this off real quick. Let's see. Stay tuned to my channel. Let's see. Let's see. Disney is nice because they have theme parks to keep promoting their movies and merchandise. It all goes hand in hand. Disney, I don't think, would have survived if these two were not in play. Yeah, I mean... I don't disagree. Like when I say like I think Bob Iger would rather the parks not exist. I'm sure he does not. I mean it's income. That was more me just being over the top and dramatic. But I do think that like Bob Iger, like I think the least of his worries are the parks. And maybe that's just the way I read it. But like he doesn't seem to pay a ton of attention to it. I don't know. Maybe I just get a wrong read on Bob Iger. I have no problem with him. I think he has done his job amazing as a CEO, and if I was an investor in the Walt Disney Company, I would be very happy with Bob Iger as a CEO, and I would be very sad to see him go. Let's see. I don't like Stephanie Lockwood. I don't like Freefall. I wrote it once. Doubt I will again. Talking about Tower of Terror. I guess now that I know what it is, I know the feeling. I'd probably be able to enjoy it a little bit more a second time around. But the scariness and that with the anxiety of the drop, it was too much for me. The Day of Steve. Stay tuned to my channel. You might have a chance to get one. He is talking about these guys. Make sure you subscribe to Dave Steve. He may have something up his sleeve. So yeah, watch him. Let's say, welcome to the Joneses, Anthony. We love Tower of Terror. Hope they leave it alone. I love Disneyland has things that are unique to their park. Yeah, I agree. I wish that each park had their own thing. I wish that if they're going to do something with Tower of Terror at Hollywood Studios, that they did something other than Mission Breakout. But let's be real. We can wish all we want. That's not going to happen. As soon as they get their contract with Universal figured out, it literally will be day one. They will start converting it. Let's see. I don't think Guardians covered under the Universal contract. That's why they can put them in Epcot. Yeah, you're right. I still think that I think Guardians is still going to come to Hollywood Studios. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I just there is some weird glitch in the contract where now that the Guardians are going to be in the Avengers movies, technically the Guardians are Avengers, and once they're Avengers, they are back under Universal's contract. Universal has the right to the Avengers. So there's something with that. I think that's why they announced it, and they're starting construction prior to them being in the Avengers. I don't know. Something to do with that. Maybe I'm wrong in that, but I've heard rumors that that was a thing. What's going to happen to Rock and Roller Coaster? Rock and Roller Coaster is going to stay as is until they figure out what they're going to do. There's been rumors for some time. that basically where Toy Story Land is, where the current Pixar place is, to like Walt's One Man Dream. Basically, if you look at Hollywood Studios, once you go down that road towards Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster, there's no, like, it's a dead end, so you have to come back down. Well, they're going to, in theory, if they were ever expand Hollywood Studios, they're going to connect the end of Buena Vista or Hollywood Boulevard, whatever that road is, to back where, like, Walt One Man Dream is and all that stuff, Toy Story Land. And that connection area would be Monstropolis. It would be like a Monsters, Inc. themed land. That's just rumor. But if that were to happen, if it were to turn into Monstropolis, Rock and Roller Coaster would be converted to the Hanging Doors, like a roller coaster ride, like the Hanging Doors from the movie. If you've ever seen Monsters, Inc., that makes sense to you. If you've never seen Monsters, Inc., you have no clue what I'm talking about. I'm not really going to explain it all that much, but think about the scene of the Hanging Doors in Monsters, Inc. as a roller coaster. That's what it would be converted to. One last news item, also Marvel related. There's patents for a Spider-Man web-slinging ride coaster attraction thing. Obviously, Disney World will not get it. But that means Disneyland might, Paris might, Hong Kong already has Marvel stuff, Tokyo, all the other parks, they might get it. So, it exists. If you go to WDW News today, it's one of the most recent things. It's like top 3 or 4 news articles. You can click on it. You can look at the patents, see what they have to say about it. I didn't really read a ton into it because Disney World will not be getting this anytime soon. Because Spider-Man is 100% not free use for Disney. There are loopholes where they can use things like Doctor Strange and the Guardians, stuff like that, because they are not technically Avengers and they're not under this contract. But they definitely cannot use Spider-Man. But yeah. If you've seen it, what do you guys think about that? What about doing a Spider-Man ride, the web slinging ride? From the little bit I did read over it, seems interesting. We don't go, unfortunately, to Disneyland enough to get excited about any of the Marvel Land stuff that's happening, but looks cool. Let's see. And that's all the news I have. So if anybody has anything they want to add in the comments or in the chat room, let me know, and we will talk about it. If not, I'm going to hang up for the night, and we're going to, I don't know, we got a lot of work to do tonight, so. But let's see. If you are tuned in right now, or if you've been tuned in at any time tonight, or you're watching this in the future, and you've made it 37 minutes into this video, please go follow and subscribe to Welcome to the Joneses, The Day of Steve, Stephanie Lockwood, Schultz Spam, Mouse-Eared World, Kaylee Jones-Clark, Crazy Christine Crew, even though I don't believe she stayed for very long, because she's at the parks right now, but even though she just clicked on to say hi, that's amazing. I think that's everybody. Sorry if I missed your name. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, make sure you go follow each other, build this community. If we all help each other and we all follow each other, in the end it will... Rising tides raises all. Like, we will all benefit from it. Good night, everyone. Welcome to the Joneses. Good night, Anthony. I hope you come across an Oogie Boogie. Subscribe to Day of Steve and check out his videos. Thanks for the shout out. Have a nice night, Josh. Thanks for watching, Corey and Schultz Spam. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. If anybody has anything else here, we will definitely talk about it. But if not, you guys have a great night. Have a great weekend. Thanks for coming in. This was a very active and large chat room that we had tonight. Good night, Kaylee Jones-Clark. We hope to see you all next week. Yes, I will, barring... Actually, next week might be rough for me. We'll see. Follow me on Twitter and we'll figure it out there. I might not actually be on next week. These next few weeks are going to be really crazy. We are going out of town for weddings. We are moving at the end of this month / beginning of next month. Not very far, just like to a different apartment. And just life's crazy. Like, I do video for a living, so I have not only vlogs that I put on this channel, but like actual work that I'm behind on and all that stuff. Day of Steve, great discussion. Have a great weekend. You too, my friend. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for taking time out of your Friday night to sit with me and entertain me. I really appreciate it. Make sure you guys follow each other. Make sure you comment and like each other's videos, and support everybody, because it's little things, that the thumbs up and the comments, that really does help on the videos. It more than anybody realizes. Like the views and all that stuff, the numbers on the videos actually make a huge difference. Not so much the subscribers, not so much the friends on other social media, but if we want to help each other on YouTube, supporting, commenting, liking, sharing, thumbs up on our videos, it's a great way to do it. All right, everybody, I think that's it. Nobody's dropping any questions in here. If you made it, if you're watching this in the future and you made this, made it 40 minutes into this video, you are a saint. Bravo. You deserve a pat on the back for watching me mumble about Disney park stuff for that long. And yeah, you guys have a nice night. Be safe. And we will see you next week.